Hi, I'd like to start the show with a song. New you. That's a gift from Dwayne Hepner to share with others that are wanting to find out about real guidance and a real education. If a person sings the New You song for like 15 minutes, sincerely wanting to be getting some real guidance and a real education before they go to sleep each night, and then watch their dream visions and see what life shows you about what's real. As I observe the masses of humanity that I'm aware of, that I get to see, and wonder what their focus is really on, what's really important to them. We see them pay attention to certain religions and spiritual teachings, and the politics, and many worldly things that they seem to put out their efforts to get, whether it's cars and houses and food and clothing and things like that. It doesn't seem like no matter how much an aware person might warn them about how they can continue to put their attention on things that are temporary here in this physical realm. We see that things come and go, that the worldly things have a cycle. They're new, and then they're lasting for a while, and then they seem to break down or disintegrate or change into something that's not like it was when it was first created. This new presentation that's being offered by these universal guides who are here to assist everyone to become more aware and self-sufficient, to let people know about things they don't know and what's really going on here in this physical realm and other realms, places in life, like the astral and the causal and the mental and the etheric, and a place called the deep dark border. It's the separation between what's called the psych realms and the real universes. A lot of people seem to be becoming aware of other beings that are called aliens or reptilians that seem to have caused man to think that there's some kind of God that's created us and that rules over us and tells us what we can do and what we can't do, makes all these rules and regulations that either are able to follow or do follow, or if you don't, then you're told that you're going to go to hell forever and suffer forever. If that sounds like love to you, that's your decision to think that something like that is what the word love means. Here in the physical, we seem to think that emotional love is what love is, physical love and attachment. And then we think we have freedom here in this physical, which is not the way it seems to be compared to real freedom. We have these authoritarians here on Earth that are convincing everybody that for their own good they should do this or that on Earth. And here we see the air that we breathe that was once pure compared to what it is now, getting all these poisons, pollutants in it that affect the physical health of so many in so many places. And we see the change in the water here that used to be pure, becoming very polluted and poisoned in many parts of the earth, if not all of the earth, with a certain amount of the poisons that are being put out all over the place by chemtrails and by the fossil fuel machinery that burns it and puts pollutants into the air that we breathe. Why we can't see that if you close the garage door and start up a vehicle, you don't last very long. Your physical body dies from carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, that's what's going on by millions and actually billions of vehicles, whether they're cars and trucks and trains and planes and ships too. There's so much of it's being put into this very air that we breathe, and actually the food that we eat has changed from what it used to be with this genetic modification of much of the food that's being grown now by these big corporations. It may look real good, but it sure don't have the same taste that it used to have even 50, 40 years ago compared to centuries ago. And its qualities of benefits for the body don't seem to be very good anymore either. So we've got our air and our water and our food all being degraded and changed into a form that's not good for the human bodies here on Earth. And there doesn't seem to be very much effort to change, to purify the water and to purify the air and to grow healthy, pure food instead of this fake food that is being produced now. So it's just amazing that life is the way it is, but then too, it seems like because we get to be forever in endlessness, and we have a thing that sounds like called free will. We make our own decisions. Each one of us decides whether we want to run our vehicles on gasoline or find different ways to move around, maybe by running them on water or some kind of Tesla technology that, or through the sun, or something that doesn't contaminate our air and our water. That's just one example of how things are on this earth. And all we have is imagination to think how things could be, how wonderful they could be if everyone was aware that and felt that they didn't want to do things that weren't good for everyone, themselves included. Because we do so many things, it seems like, that are not good for everybody, whether it's just for our selfish selves to try to survive, or we're just plain not aware yet of a better way to live where a person is healthier and happier, and more aware of what life's all about and why we came here. Would anybody like to talk about why we came here? It sounds like we came here to wake up. This physical stuff and all these experiences that seem to be happening, and we look at the lifespan as we come, all of a sudden we're here in a physical body, and very soon it's old and doesn't exist anymore. So
hi, Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Val.
Oh, good. Because I was muted before when you asked the question, why are we here?
So, oh, yeah, great. Would you like to explain it a little?
I'll try. Okay, it's interesting because we just got this book by Misha Johnston. It's called Galactic Genealogy, Planetary Origins. And this, to a certain extent, on a physical astral level, it explains a lot of things while we're here. I'll just start with that, but it's kind of interesting that each one of us has roots to an alien factor, basically. We would come from somewhere through our many lifetimes in the universe and creation. So one time or another, we've been either, and I'll go over some of the lists here of how, and this is a mind-opening, mind-boggling, it kind of opens you up to like how many races are in the galaxy, in the universe, how many different body forms there are. And humans are just one of them. But I'll start with the Garthans, the Alpha Centaurians, the Alpha Draconians, Andromedans, Anunnaki, Apollonians, Arcturian, Atrian, Bellatrix, Orion, Papillion, Carian, Epsilon, Formahant, Largon, Lyrian, Mantid, Martian, Mintonkan, Orions, Pleiadian, Procyon, Reptilian, Syrian, Talcitian, Venusian, Zetas, hybrids, and the list goes on. There's just all kinds of races in the universe, and then there's the hybrid races where we've interbred with other races. So this is interesting. So this is, again, but it's just physical, astral, but it does fill in some of the picture of where we came from. So, and the question was, why are we here, or where do we come from? What was the question?
Why we came here.
Okay, well, that's easy in a way. The simple answer, to wake up. That we may have taken a wrong turn and gotten. No, but it's basically to have the experiences here that we need to recognize the isness of life is. You know, this reality that just is. And we need comparisons to do that with. So this is the perfect place to wake up. It's a rough place, but it's giving us experiences at all the levels of physical, emotional, causal, mental, and etheric. We get all the different aspects of the personal self, and we can utilize those as a comparison to what is not real, to compare it with what is real. So we have to kind of wade through these attitudes and ideas and everything that we have, considerations and things, and wade through them, kind of like swimming through a swamp or something, and to find out what really is real, you know. And this is just things. These are things we've created for ourselves to compare the real us with, because we are not these things. We're just utilizing them. We are not the body. Most people think we're the body. You know, most people think that's their only reality, but we're so much more. We're just like using it as a tool, just like you use a tool to open, you know, screwdriver to turn a screw. It's just utilizing something, and in this case, the body, for us to wake up to something more, which is the real us. And we've chosen to come here. We didn't just land here by accident, or the stork didn't bring us, you know, by accident, drop us off on the wrong planet. We chose to be here. And like it's mentioned, these other races, I mean, we were there once upon a time too, experiencing life with a different body on different levels, could have been the astral plane or the causal or whatever, and we just need all these experiences to see. If we didn't have these experiences, then we wouldn't have any say foundation or background or thing to compare the real universes with what is not real. So if that makes sense, that's what I get, is that we need a lot of experience to see what is not real as compared to what is real. So we go through these incarnations and body types to see more of who we really are. It's a long journey. Each one of us has been through a long stretch.